What's up YouTube, Danny James back here again, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create this Trippy face tracking and replacement effect inside of After Effects. Now before we jump to the video, remember you can always support this channel by giving a like to the video. That's the simplest way that you can do it, so that other guys like you get to be recommended the same content. You can also subscribe if you like this content and hit the notification bell so that you don't ever miss any of my future uploads. Now let's get into After Effects. We are in a composition right here, and this should be quite straightforward. So what you want to do, you want to find a sort of close-up shot which highlights the face of your subject. So in this case, this guy, of course, he has a mask or a balaclava, whichever it is, a balaclava. Of course, yeah, you get the point. I have these two shots. It's right here where he has a phone, and then the next shot, it's sort of like a performance scene. I want to get this shot where it cuts to this scene. Okay, so at this point I'll hit Ctrl+Shift+D to split these layers, and this is the layer which you're going to be tracking and adding these effects. Let me just realign them. Well, shot 1 and then shot 2. Let me just rename this quick. So they're in this order. So I'm in a composition. First clip cuts into a close-up shot of the face, and then you transition into the next scene. So this is quite simple. On this clip that we just split, we need to go to your effects and presets and look for Mocha. You can do manual tracking using the mask, the pen tool and the masking tool, and tracking that mask frame by frame. Very tiresome. Personally wouldn't recommend it in this situation and this type of shot. So get your Mocha. It doesn't have to be Mocha Pro. Any After Effects has this Mocha AE. Drag it here. So Mocha will help us to track this face perfectly and very easy. If you are also new to Mocha, I'll help you just do the basics and get out of it and continue your tracking. So once you've added that effect, click on Mocha so that you can go to the tracking plugin sort of. Now inside of Mocha, what you need to do, get your spline tool. Your spline tool has this sort of X. Click on it. Now you need to create a mask around him, this face. We're going to avoid the phone, the hands, so that it kind of looks perfect, and Mocha will do it such that we won't be struggling at all. So I'll click the first point, I'll go around this face, and then click back to our original point. Now let's redefine and readjust these corners so that they are perfectly placed. In order to select these spaces well, I need us to zoom in. So just hit Z, and then when you hold Z, you can scroll in or you can zoom in just by clicking and dragging. You can also zoom out. So I'll do that, and then afterwards I'll come back to my hand tool. It's pretty much simple. If you've been interacting with these softwares, they kind of have the same patterns. Then I'll come back to my spline tool, and then I'll adjust these points. Oh, sorry, I'll just undo that. Click on this layer again. So I'll come back to my point intersection tool, and then I'll try to readjust them. So it's quite straightforward. I'm also telling you this from experience because I haven't been using it for long, and here I am making a tutorial on it. I just read the instruction manual and watched like 2 tutorials, and it was pretty much easy from there. I'll go to my first frame, use my hand tool to move around and reposition these points. So you can add more points for better accuracy. So like here I can add this point. Once it turns to a plus, it means that I can add a point with this tool, the arrow tool, which has a plus sign. And it's also the same tool that I'm using to sort of reconfigure these points. So I'll add another point here so that you have something accurate. I'd recommend adding more points so that you have a sort of precise cutout. I'll hold Z and then scroll in just to zoom in a bit. Go to my hand tool, scroll downwards, come back to my selection tool, which I can also add more anchor points to it. So that's it. So once that's done, we can now track it frame by frame. You can go next frame, or you can also click here to track it forward. I'll go to the next frame, then the next one, and then I'll click it so that it tracks it forward. Mocha is very powerful and precise, and it really eliminates most of the work that we would have done eventually if we went through the manual way of using masks in After Effects. So once you have your selection like that, you don't need to change any settings right here. Just make sure it's on translation, scale, rotation, and shear. If you want to learn more about how to work within this interface, I think I'll link down below a better video that you can follow through. So once you're done doing that, all you need to do, file, save that project. Once you save it, click on exit. Now here in After Effects, just click down here on this mat and then click on create After Effects masks. So it has created masks from that selection. So what you want to do, simply put, we want to duplicate this layer. Let's call this layer performance shot with masks. And then on this clip that is right below, let's deactivate Mocha. Let's hide this layer. On this clip that's right below, remember we created After Effects mask for it. So we can deactivate Mocha here or also delete it. The reason it's still there, it's because it has created masks for us. So hit M and you'll see that mask under that layer, click on it, delete, and now we have everything. Let's rename this as a without mask. I hope there's no confusion here. You have a first shot, then a second shot which has a mask, and another one which has the entire background. So the first shot has the masks, the background layer has nothing to it. Okay, so this is really what we need to set up, and everything from here should be quite straightforward. Alright, so once we're here, let's just hide our performance shot which doesn't have the Mocha tracked to it. Let's just hide it and stay like this. Now let's work with this performance shot which we have really done Mocha tracking on it. Hit M so that you can go to that mask, change it from add to subtract. So you should be seeing everything but whatever is inside that mask. Once you've done that, you just need to import a clip which will be playing right inside this negative mask. Next, take a portion of the next clip. Let's say it's right here. I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, and then Ctrl Shift D to split it. I'll take the second part of the video. You can pick also the first one if you want. So I'll take this second part of the video. I'll bring it right here, right below this clip, so that you can see what's kind of happening. We'll bring this clip right inside this mask. Remember also within this mask, if you hit M, you can increase the feathering just a little bit. 8 to 10 is a sweet spot. So we have this clip right beneath which plays. Okay, so we've placed this video right beneath, but we need to make this clip not look like a normal or basic clip, just adding some elements to make it look a bit futuristic if you get it in that way. So with this clip right here, let's right click on it and pre-compose it. Move all attributes into the new composition. So let's name this pre-comp layer. When you move all attributes, it ensures that whenever you go inside that pre-comp, your clip stays where it was originally. Okay, now once you're inside this pre-comp, we can customize this look quite easily. We want to make it sort of have a black and white feel without really adding the black and white effect. So I'll look for a tint effect, put it on this clip. All you need to do, map the black to white. That's good. Now I'll show you other elements I'd like us to add. You can Google maybe like computer codes, green screen, or high-tech background layers that you can put as overlays. So let's do it practically here. Computer code, green screen. So you just want some futuristic look onto it. There's a bunch of them to choose from. I will also look for something like high-tech background. And I also saw something that I liked. If you've played the Watch Dogs on PlayStation, it's more or less the same thing that we want to add. So I see this background which has a blue here. Download that video or other videos from the ones that I've showed you here. There's very many that you can choose from. Okay, I'll close that bit and then let me import that video. Okay, so here it is. Bring it into my project bin. I need to be in the project bin. Import that video. Put it right there. I'll choose an in and an out, and then I'll drop it right above this other clip right here. I'll make sure it starts at the same time. Change the blending mode. Lighten should work well. Yeah, you can also duplicate it, maybe get the other end of the video right here, and scale it, and also you can add a blush to it. Let's add a Gaussian blur to that, so that it's like a foreground to it. You see, so we have something crazy going on. So you have one in the front and another one at the back. Again, you can always play around with these. You can change the color of this look. So if I add an HLS, I just rotate the hue. You see I get a green, yellow, red, something like that. I think I want to play around with this red. Not so much though, because I also have a background layer beneath. So I can copy this and paste it on this layer too, so that it's also on red, or we can mix it with this bit of green. Okay, that looks good. Hit T, we can adjust the opacity, how much of it that you see. 70%, that's good. That's it. I'll just cut the excess right here, trim it manually. Hit U to collapse both these layers. Hit Ctrl S, come back to your main comp, so you can see what's happening right there. We can see the other footage inside. Everything is playing around. I'm also previewing it at full speed, that's why we have sort of a delay, but it looks good. The only thing I'll do, I'll maybe reduce the opacity of this foreground. I don't really like the color of it, so let's reset it to a blue. Remember, this is creativity, just have fun with it. There's no one way to get this right. Just try a bunch of formulas, you'll find something that works for you or something that doesn't. Now on to the next step. Just save your changes, just come back to the main layer. Again, we want to make sure this pre-comp ends right here, so hit Ctrl Shift D and cut that excess right here, and also at the beginning cut that excess, so it should look like that. The last step that we want to incorporate into this, we want to switch between this view and the face. We want to alternate that quickly, so that it doesn't look predictable. So you remember our background layer, which doesn't have the mask. Let's bring it up so that it's above this layer. So let's bring it right above. Now this is quite easy. I'll also change the color for it. So just go to your effects and look for strobe. We remember you want to alternate between the normal layer and everything that you've done behind. Change the strobe so that it makes the layer transparent. Put your strobe duration at 0.3. Then now start playing with the strobe period. So it appears, disappears, appears, disappears, appears, then translates into the next clip. So just like that, we've done this effect in a matter of minutes. Let's play it back from the top. Yeah. It's really simple to do this and pull it off. Looks quite good and simple, and it's also something that's eye-catching whenever someone is watching a video like that. Yeah, so that's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed that short video, not really long and kind of easy to follow through. I hope you guys have learned something or two from it, and also to challenge yourself to try a bit more, or to also try your creative limits and see where it gets to. My name is Danny James. See you guys in the next video. Peace.